My greetings to the members and participants of the Atlas Awards. It's an important initiative, and I'm very glad to be a part of it. Now, on the question of honoring and valuing leaders in today's world, let me begin by quoting Adlai Stevenson, a well-known nominee for President of the United States, who said this following. It was much quoted since then. Anybody, he said, anybody who manages to get elected does not deserve to serve. This applies to today's world as well. The big challenge to leaders today, whether in politics or in business or elsewhere in society, is to manage to come to power so that their voice is heard, but at the same time also to deserve to serve in their position. Not easy, because if you manage to get to power, usually you have to serve the lowest common denominators in society. You usually have to seek to be popular, that at least in a so-called democratic society. If you are being named to the position, that's something else. But if you have to be elected to it, then you have to favor the masses, favor the popular opinion. That is not always the best. Here I'm quoting Jefferson. Jefferson said, if you believe the people are not informed enough to lead, answer is not to take power from them, but to inform them. Informing people to be able and capable of leading is the big challenge. What is the popular opinion that gives people the mandate to lead? It usually is a short-term benefit-oriented position. What is good for me, for my country, for my business, my society in the short term, that is what generates popularity. That is what in America they say, America first. That is a very unfortunate position because it disregards the fact that what is good for me and for mine is not necessarily good for others. And if it's not good for others, ultimately it will not be good for me. We have to move from the level of serving the immediate interests of a small group, of my group, of our group, to moving to serving the interests of society, and within that interest to highlight and to serve, of course, the interest of the people whom we serve in the particular capacity to which we have been elected or named. So the big question, the big challenge is to do good, be good, and what you do good is not only for the immediate purposes of your narrow circle, it's good for society. Human society and the planet is the reference for what is good and what is less good or not good. What is good for human society on the planet is necessarily good for every part of the society. But what is good for any given part of the society, at least in the short term, may create conflict and power struggles, violence, war, even in the larger context, in the longer term. We cannot abstract ourselves from the community of life, from the community of societies. We need to honor and value leaders who are willing to serve the human interest. That is the best interest also of those who brought them to power. As long as we must have power, we must have some distinctions to have our voice heard, to have our opinion be perpetrated, that those people whom we help to gain power are truly humanists and not only narrow business people serving no other purpose but to compete for profit, for immediate benefit. That is the case whether you deal with culture, with society, with economics, with ecology, with business, or with politics. It's right and good to celebrate and to award people who have the broader vision. Those are the people who serve us well who will bring humanity to the next state of its evolution, which is really peace on the planet. Unlikely in this moment of history, but it is a necessity. We must have peace on the planet, otherwise we cannot move further and face the challenges that we meet, that we face, all of us, challenges of sustainability, of progress, of human well-being. These are all challenges we must confront. So I'm happy to be part of this effort, this initiative, to honor and value leaders who serve the human interest, your interest and my interest, our joint interest. Thank you again for your kind attention.